available for pictures with the children. Palm Garden is located on the corner of 27th Avenue and 34th Street. See you at Light Up Palm Garden on Wednesday, December 9, beginning at 6:30.
At this time of year, I bet a lot of people are thinking about bicycles. Young, old, and in between, bicycling is great fun and a wonderful way to get exercise, not to mention fresh air and outdoors. Friday at 10:30 a.m., the folks from Brick City Bicycle here in Ocala will be on the air to tell us all things about bicycling. Of course, you're encouraged to call in with your questions. Again, that'll be this Friday, December 11th. We'll be with Brick City Bicycles.
The 2015 Ocala Christmas Parade is December 12th. WOCA is broadcasting live from Hires-Baxley's front porch. Here's your chance to join us. Hires-Baxley will be offering preferred parking spaces for a minimum donation of $6 per car. And all the funds raised go directly to the Ritz Veterans Village. Your donation not only includes a parking space, but also access to restrooms, hot cocoa, and even cookies. So bring your chairs and blankets. Parking begins at 3:30 on a first-come, first-served basis, so don't delay. Get a great spot while helping a great cause. For any questions, call Hires-Baxley at 352-629-7171.
Where am I going to hide the presents so my family can't see what I got them for Christmas? Hey, I know. Neighborhood Storage has units for only $20 till the end of the year. Yep, Elf Storage. With 20 locations, Neighborhood Storage is easy to find and use and only $20. Elf Storage. I mean, Neighborhood Storage. So when you rent the unit before the end of the year and mention WOCA, get a free t-shirt. Neighborhood Storage. I like it. New customers and additional units only. Restrictions apply. See store for details.
All right, 23 minutes now before 11 o'clock. I hope you're doing well. It's Friday. We do have some rain in the forecast, and I think it's raining out there in some places, but it is expected to clear up by the time First Friday Art Walk starts tonight. And don't forget tonight also down at Ocala City Hall at the Citizens Circle, part of, outside the back area. Well, we used to call it the back area. Now a lot of people are referring to that as the front area, but, the side opposite of where the parking is over at City Hall. That's where the Ocala Symphony Orchestra will be. Matthew Wardell will be conducting the wonderful orchestra, and it's Symphony Under the Lights is the name of the event. Plus, it's First Friday Art Walk, so there will be a lot of artists out there, musicians out there, all throughout the downtown area. You and Robin and I just happen to be two of them. And we've been doing it now. This is the third year I think we've done First Friday Art Walks.
Yep.
It's always fun to do it. And this time of year we get to pull out the Christmas songs. So while the rest of the year we've got, the French ballads and the Italian ballads, which are fun. Mm-hmm. What's interesting? Practice really is important in music, isn't it? I mean, if you don't practice, you notice it, right?
Yeah.
All right. Also today, this afternoon at 4:30, there is a ribbon cutting at Back to Health Chiropractic. They have a ribbon cutting at their address, which is 1521 Southeast 36th Avenue in Suite Number 2. And they are celebrating 4 years in business, in addition to adding a new doc, Dr. DJ Manocha. Is that right? They also are adding a brand new decompression table. So this is an opportunity for you to go and congratulate them on 4 years of business and just be part of a ribbon cutting. They're always exciting. And it's just another way that WOCA connects with the community by mentioning the announcements of the Ocala-Marion County Chamber and Economic Partnership. And that is by telling you about the ribbon cuttings. If you have a business and you want to grow your business, networking is the key. There's many different ways to network, right? Mm-hmm. One of the ways to network is to join the Chamber of Commerce of your local community. In this particular community, our Chamber of Commerce teamed up with the, I can't remember what the other name of the group was. But anyway, they teamed up with the economic people. What was the name of the other group, Robin? Do you remember?
Oh, God, it was the Economic Development Council and the Chamber of Commerce.
So those two groups teamed up, and now it's called the Chamber and Economic Partnership. But if you're new to the area, you're a new business person, that's why, that's what it's called.
Yes,
all right,
exactly.
Let's take a little break. I think our guest is on the phone.
Yes, she is.
So let's take a break and go to the guest when we come back.
Okay.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. Mostly cloudy today and becoming windy with a few showers, high 73 to 77. Mostly cloudy and breezy tonight with a shower along the coast. The overnight low in the upper 50s well inland, upper 60s along the coast. For tomorrow, clouds and breaks of sun with a gusty wind and a passing shower, high 75 to 79. Sunday, mostly cloudy and breezy with a shower, high 76 to 80. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Joe Lundberg.
Hi, this is JP from Penn Flooring here in Ocala. I would like to invite you to come in and visit our spacious showroom where we have solutions for every style and budget. From wall-to-wall carpet to hardwood floors and tiles, we have an unsurpassed selection of flooring. At Penn Flooring, we've provided quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years. Visit our website at pennflooring.com or come by our showroom, 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge. Penn Flooring, quality customer service with a family touch.
Picking up the Honey Baked Ham is the official start of the holidays for me.
Oh, Honey Baked Ham is the best tasting ham ever.
Oh, I love that sweet, crunchy glaze.
And it's easy to serve.
Leftover sandwiches and football.
It's tradition.
Smoked bone-in ham, tender, sweet, crunchy. That's the tradition.
Oh, you know they serve turkey too.
I love Honey Baked.
I just got mine.
Visit your Honey Baked Ham store and cafe, open 7 days at 2709 Southwest 27th Avenue behind Best Buy near Regal Theater. Looking to put your money to work? Florida Credit Union has 3 CD specials, 12 months for 1.05% APY, 24 months for 1.50% APY, 36 months for 1.75% APY each with a $10,000 minimum. Federally insured by the NCUA. APY equals annual percentage yield. These rates effective through December 31st, subject to change at any time. Visit one of Florida Credit Union's convenient locations today or visit their website at flcu.org.
You spend the season making the holidays brighter for everyone on your list. This year, how about doing the same for yourself? Let Pack Mail take care of all your holiday packing and shipping, so you can enjoy a little peace and joy too. Just one stop packs up and ships out all your holiday joy to the world, delivering on time and intact. Now how's that for wrapping up your holiday hassles? Stop by Pack Mail today, 303 Southeast 17th Street in Churchill Square, Ocala.
All right, 18 minutes before 11 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in, and we've been looking forward to this next interview for a while. Thelma Reese is on the phone. She is a retired teacher, a retired professor of education. She created the Advisory Council for Hooked on Phonics. How many of you remember that or benefited from that? She was its spokesperson in the 1990s. She's the director of the Mayor's Commission on Literacy for the city of Philadelphia, so we've got that passion in common with her, Robin.
Yeah.
Did I say it was in Philadelphia? She's the co-creator of the elderchicks.com blog, which I just went to. And she's got a book called The New Senior Woman, Reinventing the Years Beyond Midlife. Good morning, Thelma Reese. Good morning, ma'am. How are you?
Good morning, Larry. Lovely to talk to you.
And where are you right now? Where are you calling from?
I'm in Philadelphia.
How's the weather?
My co-author, by the way, is just getting off the auto train to Florida.
Is that right?
Wow.
She drove to, where'd you have to drive to, Virginia?
Exactly. She drove to Virginia, got on the train with her car, and she's getting off now in Florida.
Now, this is a dumb question. I've always wanted to do this. Do you sit in your car the whole trip?
No.
No. Okay. That's good.
You lie down in a roomette.
Oh, you do?
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's the way to do it.
And since we're working on the book about the new senior man now...
Are you?
My advice to Barbara Fleischer, my co-author and partner in this venture, was that when she went to dinner on the train, she should be sure to talk to strange men.
Yes,
exactly.
Definitely talk to strange men, because I'm going to be one of them. All right. So you know how they used to say Tom Brokaw is getting older, and Jane Pauley is getting older, but guess what? Tom Brokaw is going to stay. Jane Pauley is going to be kicked off the air because men age better than women. I don't think that's true.
I think it's less true than it used to be, but it certainly was true. And to some degree, it still is, I think.
I don't think so. On TV, in the newsroom.
Yeah, in the newsroom.
Right.
We are actually seeing a few older women, but not many. And I'll say this about the women who are on. I wish they'd stop wearing sleeveless dresses, because
I agree.
Keeping older women off.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. I really do agree with that.
And you know, it can be the coldest day of the year, and they'll be wearing something sleeveless.
Well, it's not cold in the studio.
Mm-hmm.
But I think when I go to an actual party where I see people in person, not in a TV screen, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think you ladies outdo us men every time. The men look like they're falling apart.
Well, some of them are.
Yeah.
I think women are gaining. Definitely, and we hope that elder chicks have something to do with the perception. Also, another thing that has to do with the perception is there happen to be more of us.
There were more of you because we die.
Exactly.
Yeah, we die.
My husband says we're carriers, but that's not true.
So what is? Let me see. We got so many things to talk about. The current project is the book. So tell me about the book, The New Senior Woman.
That's The New Senior Woman, and the subtitle is Reinventing the Years Beyond Midlife. Because, it used to be that for many, many women, I would say a majority of women, when they reached the years of child rearing being passed, if they had jobs, the job being over, they pretty well retired to invisibility and rocking in a chair. We like to say when we rock, it's not in a chair.
Yeah. Oh, good for you. Yeah. So what is what's?
There are more of us. There are more of us. We're actually this is true statistically. We're living longer. We're living healthier lives, and with the exception, of course, of people who can't help it, who fade into dementia or Alzheimer's.
Right.
That's another thing. But most of us don't.
So what's important, Thelma? Tell me what's important to a woman who is past the midlife years, I guess you would say, right? And
yes.
I mean, Barbara is traveling. Is travel see to me, because I'm 60, so I'm there. I mean, I'm knocking on your door, and I'm gonna help you answer it. But if I want to say, what do I want to do with the rest of my life? I think the word travel shows up a lot.
Yeah.
Well, it does, and for some people, eventually, it turns into an inner journey, too, so that you're really exploring not only the outer world, but yourself as well.
I've done that all my life. I don't want to do that anymore. I've been exploring my inner self all my life.
You've already found yourself.
Oh, I found myself a few times.
That's the secret. You just said it. You found yourself a few times. It's never over. And the idea that you still can find new things about yourself means that you're going to find new interests
that
or
is
revive
interesting.
Old ones.
That is interesting.
And these things will engage you and engage your mind, even as sometimes, I hate to break this news to you. I hope nobody's listening, Larry.
No, nobody's listening. Don't worry.
Sometimes things do get worse and fade a little bit.
Well, do you know what I always wonder when you want to do something new that's public? Because we're very public people, Robin and I. So, like, if we want to do a new show, I always wonder, is it going to go over? Are we too old? Are the kids going to like what we do? I always wonder if the kids... Should I not worry what the kids like and just do it?
You know what? I think your audience changes, too. I don't think you're playing so much to kids. I think you're playing to a much bigger demographic that has emerged, and people realize that actually these older people have money to spend. Many of them have some discretionary money, will buy products that you advertise. Advertising is changing. We're seeing many older faces in ads than we used to. And that's because the demographic actually changes. So you don't, you may want to change some of the things you do, realizing that your audience is changing too.
Good advice.
But the women themselves have changed over the generations, and you make those kind of points in your book as well. I mean, they're not demure anymore. They don't cater to the men anymore, and it's more of a partnership.
Oh man.
Well, that's true, and a lot of the men aren't left.
That's right.
Well, we can cater to you.
And of course, as we say too, we don't say this in the book, But people in real life say, well, the older man who still drives at night is quite a prize.
Now, when you say drives, do you mean a car?
A car.
Okay.
But it's like both women and men have their own lives, but they can still coexist, and they're both very supportive of each other.
I think that's really the key to good relationships as we get older. That kind of partnership and that kind of mutual support is really to be prized, and I think to be found a lot among older people.
So do you ever dwell in the past? Do you ever do you ever say to yourself, because I do this, I hate, I don't like doing this a lot, but I like doing it now and then, where I'll just get out the old photo albums and maybe spend a half hour with them and then say, okay, I'm done. I want to do something today. Do you ever do that, though? Do you ever take that moment and kind of live in the past?
Pardon me. Well, you can't help doing, most of us can't help doing some of that, and some of it is really good and healthy, but it's really also important to do, as you said, close the album and get on with it.
I think you're right, yeah. So do you personal question, do you celebrate Christmas or Hanukkah or the holidays in general?
Sort of, less than we used to. Certainly had a big family, 22 for dinner in Palo Alto. It used to be at our house. This is something, in fact, that we talked about on the blog on Facebook this past week. When you see the guard changing a little, it was always at our house in Philadelphia. Now it's in Palo Alto.
Uh-huh.
Where 22 sat down to dinner, and a lot of the people who always came here are going out there. So they were from all over the place and even the world, still like to be together for the holiday. So we did that for Thanksgiving. As the grandkids grow up, Hanukkah becomes less of a celebration, and I not as much for Christmas. Christmas is really, to me, even though I celebrate Hanukkah, I think Christmas is a much deeper kind of celebration for people who celebrate it. It's a real religious occasion. Hanukkah is more of a historical.
The rabbi would disagree, though.
Well, some rabbis don't.
Yeah,
some rabbis admit, or I shouldn't say admit, agree that Hanukkah has religious significance, but it's really because of a historical event that doesn't really change things that much for us spiritually. Christmas is very deep for Christians.
I'm wondering if, not to change the subject, but I'm wondering if when you realized that the web domain name elderchicks.com was available, I mean, that must have been so exciting to you, because that's a cool name, and somebody easily could have thought of that already, but nobody did.
Apparently nobody did, but I'll tell you something funny that happened. I woke up with that name.
You did?
Yes. When we were going to do a blog, when we were starting to write the book, we talked to our daughters, our grown daughters, and they said, you should have a blog. And we, of course, said, what's a blog? And they explained it. And I woke up with the name Elder Chicks. And I didn't even think, gee, does anybody have that or not? It turned out that we were fine with it. And I went with the committee for the district attorney's office here. And there was a man on my committee, and I used to pick him up to take him to meetings at the police station. And I said, by the way, did you get my email about my new website and blog? He said, what is it? I said, it's called Elder Chick. And he said, oh, was that you? I didn't open it. I thought it was porn.
Oh, no.
You have had the fortunate circumstance to be interviewing women from the age of 62 up to 100 years old. Is there anything that stands out in your mind with the similarities between all of the ages?
Well, I'll tell you, yes, there were many things that stood out, and one of the most powerful things, I think, to me was realizing that whatever walk of life, whatever circumstance, as people get older, what is of concern is pretty much the same across the board. And it certainly was the same as when we got to the very old. They were from totally different backgrounds, from totally different circumstances, from having been really extremely poor to relatively privileged. They were thinking about the same things by that time.
That's interesting.
And so a lot of other stuff turns out to be extraneous, turns out to be distractions in our lives.
Absolutely, yeah.
And we get down to the real.
And don't you wish that we learned that earlier in life? Don't you wish that...
Oh, absolutely. But you can't always do it. You can help yourself to do it. And that's really why we wrote the book, because we understood that we didn't have real role models in the sense that women had not lived in the kind of world that we live in. Not just technology, but so many changes in this world.
Oh, yeah.
And so...
in this country, anyway. There's some parts of the world, they haven't changed yet.
That's true. But, and some parts of the world right here where we certainly haven't. But the thing is, what we realized that where the role models were among our own contemporaries. So getting the stories of people who do it very differently from each other, but seem to find a way of aging well, was important to us. And that's why we wrote the book. Absolutely.
And if somebody is of sound mind, as you expressed earlier, obviously if they're not, if they got dementia or something, that's a different story. But if they're a sound mind, and Robert and I, like I mentioned, we're both 60, 61, and we play music at assisted living facilities and nursing homes. And
great.
And sometimes you'll find somebody in a wheelchair, they're pushing 100 or they are 100, but mentally they're as sharp as can be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when you meet them, listen to them.
Oh, I do.
Ask them questions. Yeah, ask them questions.
Do you know what song always gets the men to cry? Lily Marlene. When we play Lily Marlene, if they're a World War II vet, they will cry every time.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, it's a man thing, I think.
Thank you for telling me that. As we interview men, I think I'm going to watch for that.
Yeah.
Because interviewing the men is fascinating. Everybody says, pardon me, everywhere we've spoken over the last year, people have said, well, what about the men? When are you going to write about men? And we thought, well, men don't share their feelings and their stories the way women do. You can sit next to a woman you never saw before on a bus or a train or a plane, and in an instant, you're hearing the most intimate details of her life. Men talking to each other will talk about sports, politics, or in Philadelphia, what do you think
or ladies.
Eagles?
Or ladies. We have to wrap it up. Thelma, you are delightful. Good luck to you and Barbara. The book is called The New Senior Woman. The website, which is the blog, is elderchicks.com. And again, thank you so much, Thelma. That was beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Joe Chiuro. Authorities say the couple who staged the attack in San Bernardino had enough ammunition to kill many more people, and one of them had contact with known extremists.
Saeed Farouk and Tashfeen Malik apparently had a second target in mind based on information found inside the couple's rental home in nearby Redlet. The names are also released of the 14 killed here, most of whom, along with the 21 injured, were county employees ranging in age from 60 to 26.
Fox Radio's Jeff Manasso. 16 people are dead, 3 others injured. Club.
Police in Cairo are searching for 2 men who they say threw Molotov cocktails into a nightclub in the capital. Officials continue to investigate as the cleanup continues.
Fox Radio's Jessica Gallagher. And the government says employers added 211,000 jobs in November. Fox News, we report, you decide.
Good evening. Our top story is developing right now.
If you want to get the story, you need to see it for yourself.
When the fire torches in these trees,
meet people and talk to them.
And how many days have you been on the road traveling?